Hey guys, welcome back to the Sports Card of the Day. I'm Todd. This is episode 9, and as you can see in front of you, the 1991 Upper Deck SP Michael Jordan. That's right, Michael Jordan on a baseball card. Probably one of my favorite cards of all time. And I'm not going to go through Michael Jordan's backstory today and give you, his birthday and, where he grew up and all that. I'm just going to talk about Jordan as a player and just the aura surrounding Jordan. This picture was taken on July 25th, 1990. He took batting practice with the White Sox, and he hit 2 home runs, one in the upper deck. And this card, especially this past summer, got very expensive. This card is not cheap in a PSA 10. It's not cheap raw, in really good condition. I pulled this out of a box, packed fresh, and I was very excited when I did that. This card is supposedly one every 4 boxes. It is truly an SP, and it's one of my favorite cards in my collection. I think we all know how good Jordan was on the basketball court. I don't think I need to say anything about that. In my opinion, he's truly the basketball GOAT. But, his father was murdered somewhere, I think in 93, maybe somewhere in 90. I'm not sure the date. And he left basketball and tried baseball. Ironically, he ended up with the White Sox in Chicago. And he played in Birmingham, Alabama with the Birmingham Barons. And that's the state I'm actually from. And I actually got to see him play for the Barons. And he was decent, but he wasn't great. And I think he just wanted to do something different for a while. Michael was a true athlete, but he was nowhere near the baseball player that he was basketball. And I remember the 2 years he was out of the NBA, the Houston Rockets won the NBA championship both years. And I remember that team, Hakeem Olajuwon and Robert Horry and Sam Cassell and those guys on that team. It was a really cool team they had. And I'm not a huge NBA fan. I do watch the finals, the playoffs a lot, and I don't right now. I don't watch the NBA currently at all. And I'm not going to get into that. I do not watch the NBA these days, but I used to. But Jordan grew up watching Michael play basketball, and it was very fun. He was just a awesome to watch, the things he could do. But this baseball card to me is very special. It was all the rage in 1991. And I remember, how bad I wanted it, and I couldn't seem to get it. Upper Deck was kind of expensive. In 91 for, you had tops for 50 cents or so, and then you had Upper Deck for $1.39. I mean, it was kind of I just couldn't afford it with my allowance. And but this card was really in high demand then, and it's in high demand these days. And it's not every day that this card of this nature from the junk wax era, as they call it, still has this kind of value. The King Griffey Jr. 89 Upper Deck, and there's a few cards from back in this day that hold value today, even raw. This is one of them. And when that Last Dance documentary aired this past summer, this card shot up in the PSA 10. I seen it selling for as much as $500. It may be more. It might have went for more than that. The craze was on. Michael Jordan stuff was going berserk. I had a 1990 Fleer All-Star card of his, a basketball card, a PSA graded that I could have sold for no telling how much, but I didn't sell it. I like my Jordan stuff. But I haven't graded this card, obviously. It's raw, but it's a card I really, really cherish in my collection. And Michael just took batting practice that day. Then he posed after batting practice for a poster that was, he took it and signed it. It was sold, and the money was donated to a charity. I forget the charity. It's on the back of the card. But a really cool thing for the White Sox and for Michael. Obviously, it drew a lot of people. And but Jordan in the 90s, I think anybody that would agree with me that was a sports fan, in the 90s, Michael Jordan was, as big as they were. He was the, we talk about Mike Trout today in baseball. In the basketball world back then, Jordan was it. He was the GOAT. He could do it all. And, 6 titles, never lost in the finals. But, in comes to baseball, he gave it a shot. I don't think he was ever, threatening to knock on the door of the major leagues. But this card holds sentimental value and it's very special. And I pulled it in the next to last pack when I opened that box, that 91 Upper Deck box back then. So that was very, very cool, because the box that I bought, 91 Upper Deck box that I bought, I was buying it trying to pull Chipper Jones because I'm a Braves fan, and did not get a single Chipper Jones. So I was like, this box sucks. So I get down to the next to last pack, and I see a card actually turn, the other way, and it's got all this writing on the back, it looked kind of different. And I'm like, wait a minute. And then I saw SP1, and I was like, oh my gosh, Michael Jordan. And then I was like, that made the box. I paid $20 for the box there. That made the box right there. So, kind of a different video today, instead of my normal, the history of the player and their whole story, minor leagues, major leagues, etc. But I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan. I like the way Jordan carried himself and the way he conducted his business. And, he's one of those guys that he's never been in trouble. He's smart with his money. And he was just the greatest player of his generation in his sport, which was basketball. But this card, to me, was the best card in that set, that 91 Upper Deck set. This and the Chipper Jones, in my opinion, in that 91 Upper Deck set, were the 2 cards I thought that were just awesome. But this card was a tough pull. Like I said, 1 every 4 boxes. So Michael, always will be bring back good memories of me. Like Mike. If I could be like Mike growing up, that was just a really cool deal. But I wouldn't sell this card for anything. It's very special. And not a lot of people have it. It's not a card you see every day. Even when you go into a card shop or go to a card show, or it's not one you see a lot. There was a lot of them on eBay back when the Last Dance was going on, because people were trying to unload them, and flipping them and all that. But very, very cool card in my collection, and one that I am very guarded about and cherish quite a bit. So that's going to do it for today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I say this every episode. I'm trying to grow this channel, and every subscriber means a lot. I answer every comment, and I really do appreciate everyone that subscribes to my channel and everyone that watches the video. So that's going to do it for today's video. Sports Card of the Day, Episode 9, the 1991 Upper Deck Michael Jordan SP. I'm Todd, and I'll be back with Episode 10 very soon. And thank you very much, and have a good night.